I'm gonna click it back to this computer. I was gonna try to get some work done.
No problem. Today is Sunday, babe. If you have worked Sunday.
Pending work.
Okay, and with that, I guess we're live. Welcome to Positive Vibes, making positivity and gratitude louder in a podcast world. And I guess I'll just cut straight to it. This morning, this morning, my guest is Mojo, maybe better known as Our Lives with MS on Instagram. That's where I know him from. Uh, Yeah, and it's just a community page he started, a page he started on Instagram to get the community, recognized and get bring the community together, I guess is a better way of saying it. And without further ado, good morning, Mojo.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing phenomenal. How are you, sir?
I have been doing very well until now. I have no problems. I always have good days. I don't have any problems.
Right on, right on. That's what I like to hear. Um, yeah, it's well, of course, yeah, it's like, whatever, just whatever goes on. There's, little problems here and there, but, just keep our perspective and mindset, you know, going good, and um, it's all good.
Hey,
But yeah, I just, um, yeah, anyway, we are part of the MS community, and I was just, wanting to get your story out there on my platform. Uh, you shared my pictures, a couple of my pictures and a little bit of my story on the platform that you started, Our Lives with MS. And we talked on a call, and I'm really impressed by your story. And I was just wanting to get that out there on my platform, my podcast, and share that, and maybe help some people with your story.
I really do appreciate that. I mean, what I try to do is I just don't want anything negative that's being running around all over the place on the internet about MS. And MS is not a bad thing to. It may be uncomfortable, but we will have a lot more good memories from MS. So there are a lot of good things that can happen. Well, the Instagram page, something about that. It's actually it's a worldwide network of MSers. It's a common language we all have is MS. Almost everybody speaks that language that's in the group. And we have people from Switzerland, even from Saudi Arabia. I have a friend from there, and I never thought I was going to talk with anybody from there. Anyway, it's actually very interesting that we get to speak with a lot of different people from around the globe. So that is my story. And I started as a law enforcement officer. And from there, I got MS. Then everything else happened around me. I don't have anything negative to say about anything because my life had been very good to me. I don't have anything bad.
Right on, right on. That's good to hear. Um, let's see. I was just wondering. Yeah, for a baseline. Um, how old are you now?
I'm 47 now.
47. Okay, and like how long have you been diagnosed with multiple sclerosis?
This is my 22nd year now.
Oh, 22nd year. Okay, okay. That's that's a long time. Yeah, I've let's see. I was diagnosed 13 years ago. So
Okay.
yeah. I guess I'm getting up there too in diagnosis years. um, not like it's, not like it's a thing, but um, anyway, and I was you and you told me the other day that you're of Indian ethnicity.
Oh, I'm Indian actually. Indian. My parents brought me here from India.
Okay.
But if you ask me more things about United States, I probably know about that.
Yeah, yeah,
Please
yeah,
don't go into the history and all that with the way how they were and are in India, because I'm sorry, I may not be able to give you all the information about that.
yeah, yeah. No, no. I thought I remembered you saying something about you came over when you were young. So I wouldn't do that to you. I figured, I
I
figured you.
know about more things here than
Yeah, yeah. Exactly, exactly. Yeah. That's more of just a little factoid, not like a whole story there. So,
okay.
um, and I was I'm just curious if you could tell us how if you could tell us how was life before MS?
Life before MS was actually, I didn't even know anything about MS. I I was just doing my college work and everything that I needed to do. And I was just driving to school one day, to college one morning, and all of a sudden, all of a sudden, I had to stop my car because I'm seeing everything double, and I'm like, what the hell? I did not go out the day before. I did not have any drinks, and I did not know exactly what was going on. And I had changed my glasses recently when that happened. So I thought it was something wrong with something with my glasses, or something wasn't done right. So I called up my the the person that reads the glasses, optician, optometrist. I meant optometrist. I mean, he was a friend of mine. So I called him up and I said, "Bro, this is something wrong with my eyes. I can't see properly, and I'm seeing everything double." He said, "Yeah, well, that doesn't sound normal. So why don't you just come over?" And I was like, "Dude, don't I need to have appointments and things to see you, like usually doctors' offices?" And and he's like, "No, just come over. We will take it from there." So I went over to him, and he looked at my eyes, and he saw something that he did not want to see. Um, he said, just hang tight here, but let me just go get one of my friends. I just want him to look at something. I said, okay. When were you in the doctor's office? They need to go get another doctor to look at you. That doesn't sound right. And he went over and he got I still remember him, Jeffrey Reich, Dr. Jeffrey Reich, who was his friend. And he came over and started looking at my eyes, and he's like, and he was like, okay, I think you're going to be here for a couple of hours. Why would I be there for a couple of hours? Um, because I have to start some medicine. You're going to be doing that um, today and for the next 2 days. Well, you didn't diagnose anything. You're just telling me to I will be on some treatment already. Um, yeah, it looks like you have some kind of inflammation or something in my eyes. So we need to reduce that. So you're going to be taking a drug called solumedrol, and solumedrol is just a couple of hours. It's an IV drug, and you will do that for the next 3 days. So we could reduce the inflammation in your eyes. And after that, I would like you to get an MRI and some other tests. I said, okay. So the whole thing with the MS started that day. With the medicine on, I did not know anything about MS at that time. Then I had to go look up all these things on the internet, and I started calling people about it. I thought it was something. They were all acting weird, as if like it's something really bad that happened. I was like, okay, and then I continued the treatment for 3 days. Then he put me on steroids on a tapered thing where you start for the 5 days. I have five each of the prednisone, yes. Then I went to four for 4 days, three for 3 days, two for 2 days, and one. That was the initial therapy. Then in the meantime, I went and got the MRI done. And when I got the MRI back, he called me into his office and was like, "There's something serious I need to talk to you about." And Mojo, you look like you may have MS. It's always differentials. These doctors tell you. They never tell you anything for, yeah, this is what you have. No, possibly this, possibly that. So that was his story. He told me possibly you have MS. That's what I guess, radiologist. That's the person that reads the MRI, right? Um, yeah, the radiologist told him of the report saying that I possibly have MS. So that's we started with MS.
Actually, that was one of my first symptoms too. Was my blurry vision after the car accident that tripped off my MS symptoms. Um, so that that's I relate with that. Um,
You actually the blurred vision actually caused an accident for you.
no, no, no. That was just after the car accident. That was one of the symptoms I had before up until my car accident. July 1st of 2006, I had 20/20 vision. And then after the car accident, a couple days later, the next day or the day after, within the first day or two after the car accident, I noticed that I was seeing double, like you had said, blurry vision, double. I'm not sure, but yeah. At any rate, yeah, I I totally relate to that. Um, are you still there?
I am here.
Okay, okay. Then it must just be my screen. Sorry about that. Having minor technical difficulties here. Um, yeah, I'm on the other side of the room, and from the main computer, and my screen over here on this side just went out. It says weaker no signal. Anyway, um, okay. So that's how you were died. That was the onset of your MS symptoms. Um, and so that covers that. Just going through my questions here. Okay, and what what activities were you into before you had MS? That your multiple sclerosis may have changed or whatever your ability to continue.
Well, I was starting out in college, and at the same time, I also put in for a police job, and I finally got it, and I was so excited about that. And I was like, when this diagnosis came, I asked the doctor, "Doctor, does this mean that I need to tell these people even before I start the job about what I have?" It's not usually a good thing for you to be telling people um, that you have an illness that could stop you from doing that job for a long time. Um, well, good thing is that I did get the job, and in the same time, I was also doing going to college to be. I had a computer science major. Then there, I went to I got sidetracked a little bit. I was doing. I thought I needed to get something to do on the side. Where a friend of mine told me about what is it called, the ultrasound technology. So I said, okay, I only need to go to that in the evening, and that's a 1 year program, and I could complete that, and then do whatever I need to do. And well, I did that too. So right now uh, I am a certified ultrasound technician, sonographer. So those are the things that happened. Then went into the police training and all that. Then it was a really a fun thing to do there. Every day was a different day for me. You met a lot of different people. You always trying to help people. Well, there are some issues here and there, but no big deal. Um, we always have friends, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what job we do. Um, we always have a backup of good people around us to get everything done. So I don't really have anything bad about what I did or what I was doing. I had a lot of good memories from there. So that was the thing.
Right on. And where were you a police officer?
New Rochelle.
I'm
That
sorry.
is
What?
actually that's in New York.
Okay.
So it's a beautiful thing that we have to be involved with many of these things that happened. And I did not even know many of the calls that I had to go to, that people really need to call the police to. Many of them were just common sense. Why are you calling the police for this? Can you take care of that by yourself? That's what I may have done at that time.
Mhm.
Uh, hey, let me try not to go into these negative stories. Yeah, there were a lot of people that I was able to help.
Okay. Right on. Right on. Um, let's see. Um, and so before multiple sclerosis, were you into any sports or recreational activities like that you know
Hey, I like to play every sport that's out there, but I came here and I was like, when we saw football, I fell in love with that game. I was like, man, this is the game that I like to play.
yeah.
And when I saw baseball, they were like, this is actually a backwards cricket. Cricket is a game that we used to play back in India, and it's like you using a bat and a ball and a wicket right behind you that the bowler is trying to get that off and get you out. So yeah, it was a different experience in that level because I did have a little problem with even the initially with the language and everything. It was like English was everything new to me at the time. I mean, I did go to a good school back in India, where I was taught English. That was my that was my language from there. But I'm sorry, I hate to go off the topic. So yeah, it has been all good. Let me try not to go mess around all over the place.
Okay. Um,
Please
all
put me
right.
back on track if I do, please.
Okay. And now, so if I remember correctly, now you live in Florida, correct?
In West Palm Beach, yes.
West Palm Beach. Okay, sweet, right on. And how is it? How is life in general down there? Are you all connected with the community, the MS community, not just online but in real life down there?
Absolutely. I mean, when after we came here, I've been to a few MS groups and support groups, and one of the problems that we initially had when we went there, we have a whole bunch of people that come there that has MS, and I felt like it was a more of a crying game there because one person would say something bad and the next person would say something even worse than that. I was like, what is this? Are you guys in competition to say who has the worst story? So I stopped going to those group meetings. I did not want to be somewhere that people are going to be just saying bad stories. Um, well, after a few years, the gentleman who was running the group, he passed away, and my wife and I, uh, Annie and I, we used to go to different groups back in New York as well. But we came to Florida from New York, so we used to go to MS groups back home, back in New York too. So we wanted to do something just like that in Florida. But in New York, we had a group of friends where we had fun with each other. Where every week we will try to go help different people, different. Um, what's the humanity group called? The house
Oh,
Habitat for Humanity. That was one of uh, the events that we organized, and we decided we will go and help them. See, main thing was actually just because you have MS does not mean you cannot do something else. We always wanted to help people, and we wanted to bring that to Florida, where we will have a group that will support each other and try to be positive what we can with what we can do. And we started the group. My wife and I do it together. Actually, that name, Our Lives with MS, is from that group. Uh, that is what our group is called.
Oh, okay, okay.
Our Lives with MS. I mean, everybody that it's not just the people that has MS that's involved. It's their relatives, their friends. Just because one person has MS does not mean that's the only person that's affected. It's everybody that's around you that is also affected. So that's how we got Our Lives with MS. That's how we started that group. It's still going very strong.
Right on. Yeah, that's very cool. That's super cool that you're that your page on Instagram, Our Lives with MS. That's super cool. That's the name of the real life MS group that
Yes.
you go to down there. Right on, right on. Um, yeah, I know well, to back up, like years ago when I was a kid, when I was 11, and had my traumatic brain injury. In my recovery from that, after my coma and all that, and I came home. Actually, it was about a year later, maybe a little longer than that. My parents wanted to get me involved, got me out there, brought me actually to Tacoma, and went to this brain injury support group. And it's like I found there the same, there I heard the same thing that you're talking about, the negativity, the crying game stuff, uh, excuse me, I just heard about, I heard the negativity regarding brain injury and all that. And now when I come to, and so it's like I wasn't really into continuing to go very much to those meetings because of the negativity. And now that I have multiple sclerosis, I've gone to the, well, actually, up until the quarantine, I was going to MS support group at the same building here in Tacoma that brain injury group was when I was a kid. But um, yeah, it's like it seems like it's mostly positive though. Maybe it's my mindset that has changed, but it's like it seemed like a totally different game. It's like not that it's a game, but it seemed like a totally different overall vibe of the place. It's not, you know, just hearing about the negativity of it, hearing about ways to live with it, ways to deal with it, cope with it, solutions rather than problems. And that, that's what it's all about for me is I'm just, you know, trying to be in the solution rather than the problem. And that's what I love about your story. You're being in the solution about it rather than dwelling in the problem, dwelling in the disease of multiple sclerosis. You're working towards a solution, bringing the community together with this page online.
Yes, I mean, we are trying to get people together to, we are trying to be, I don't know if it's fighting or just taking care of a problem that it's a solution that we're seeking. We're not trying to fight anything. We're actually having a real direction in life where you have to go from point A to point B. There is a pathway. So we are in that path. So the final point is a cure. So we are on that journey to get there, and we will. Because there's so many research that's going on now. And I am very, very positive that that will happen very soon. What do you think?
Yeah. Oh, I'm definitely of the mind that there definitely I've heard of a lot of research towards finding a cure, and it's like they're coming out with medicines all the new treatments all the time for multiple sclerosis, and in that process of trying to I know that that's how it works a lot of times is that in the process of doing all the research looking for and finding new treatments, new ways to attack the multiple sclerosis disease in the human body, or prevent it, prevent symptoms, possibly. That's, I know that the way it works a lot of times is that in that research, you know, toward medicines and treatments, a lot of times they do stumble upon cures and find cures. And hopefully in this research, they will find it soon. Um, and it's like just the community and being, having that open line of communication in the community, you know, just makes it so much easier to live with the disease until a cure is found. And that's what I love about being able to have this podcast, have my pages on uh, my social media, Instagram and Facebook, and the others that I have, and your page on Instagram, linking the community so that we have a collective voice and not just each individual voice, if you know what I'm saying there.
It makes us stronger, but it's not just one person trying to get to that point. We are all doing it together.
Yeah,
So and we will get there.
yeah, definitely. And I was also curious, just I don't think we went into this the other night when we were talking, um, but I was just curious, what are your currently what are your symptoms of the MS disease?
Well, my left leg doesn't want to come with me. I will be walking and I will be dragging my leg, and also I have problems walking where I use a mobility scooter, but I don't use that in the house. My wife and I made a agreement thing saying we will only use the scooter outside. We will never use that in the house because I'll become more lazy if I bring the scooter inside. So I use a walker in the house. So I will be able to move around. Whatever that I need to do, I'll go get it. And different things about MS. Um, physically being physically active is very important. I learned this from a physical therapist that you always used to say motion is lotion. She used to say that, like, you cannot be sitting around not doing anything. So keep moving and doing something, even if you're like just watching this the podcast on your TV or your computer. There are different things that you can do, and if you get into a regular thing that you do, you will just do it without even knowing. It may be a good idea. That's all. I'm not going to force anybody to do it. It's just a suggestion.
Yeah, um, yeah, that it's just like a saying that one of my friends was one of my friends brought up when I was, I think it was, I forget whether it was after I started running or when I was riding a bike or when I was hiking, with multiple sclerosis. He, but he brought up the phrase, "A body in motion stays in motion," and I've, looking back, it's like over my life, it's like so true. It's like just walking, cycling, running, hiking, swimming, whatever it is that you can do, you know, that's my suggestion is get out and do it, just keep moving.
Yes, I mean, what you said is so true. Like a body in motion stays in motion. You know what that is in physics? That's called inertia.
Yeah.
And that's many of the things that I used to tell people like that do not wear seatbelts when they're driving a car. If the car is traveling at 20 miles an hour and you're sitting in that car, everything in that car is also traveling at 20 miles an hour. When you stop abruptly, if you don't have a seatbelt on, you will still be traveling at 20 miles an hour. So you will be pushed forward, and depending on your speed, if you're traveling too fast, you will go out the window. But that was a little thing. I didn't mean to like. I had to put that in because that was some of the things that I used to tell people. It's just basic physics. It's inertia that keeps you. Just wearing a seatbelt is keeping you safe. That's what it's doing. But if you don't, there's a lot of serious problems that can happen.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what, I've seen people holding little babies in their hand when they're driving. It's the worst thing you could do. It's like,
Yeah.
did I go into the police lobby? uh, no, no, I will try to stay with whatever you want me to talk about. Let's go with that.
um, actually, you brought that up about the seatbelt, and the inertia and like the car stops. Everything in the car, including you, are still moving forward at whatever speed the car was going. Well, it's like and it clicked in my mind that that's how my MS was triggered off, was tripped off. That's how my disease was triggered to begin with, was a car accident. My car was traveling at 40 miles an hour, and car pulled out in front of me, and my car, I hit him. So my car stopped, but I was still traveling at 40 miles an hour. I had my seatbelt on, but my head moved forward at 40 and or close to it, I guess, and hit the airbag. But still, so far as I can figure, it was that physical jarring, that triggered my MS, because after that car accident, I had symptoms. So, but at any rate, I totally relate with that, and it's like, yeah, I, you know, I can recall many, well, actually a few times, ride my bicycle, and, one time I think I was 12 anyway, for some reason I jumped on my bike with sandals, and the heel of my right sandal came off, got stuck in my front spokes, and did an endo on the street and everything, bad scene. But anyway, it's like my bike stopped, but I was still moving, 10 miles an hour or whatever, and slammed over onto the street. It's like, so I know about that inertia thing you're talking about. And good thing I was wearing a helmet. Um,
Yeah, I'm glad you. No, it's just basic science,
yeah,
and I wish many of us knew that. When I don't understand when people try to put the seatbelt behind their back and sitting in this car seat. You, I don't think you trying to get away from a ticket from me just by putting a seatbelt behind you. How much of a you're not doing any good for yourself. So I'm very
yeah,
strict about that, but uh, every person that gets into my car has to wear a seatbelt. Well, it's I just made it a habit of doing it. I don't even need to think about it. If I get in the car, automatically it's done. Um, just because we are adults doesn't mean that some adults say that they don't need to wear seatbelts.
yeah. I've actually heard people say that, like, yeah, I don't know. I don't need to wear a seatbelt. I don't like it. It's like, okay, well, you don't like wearing a seatbelt. What do you like? You obviously like, severe injury and, possibly death. You know, I don't know. I wear a seatbelt for safety, and I didn't realize it's just an automatic thing to wear my seatbelt. I It's like a few times here recently. Uh, I've noticed I get in the car, I put on my seatbelt, and it'll be like a minute later, before I start moving, I'll go to put on my seatbelt again, and it's like, oh, I already did that. It's already on. So it's like it's a good thing, because it's like at least I'm double checking. Um, okay, so I was just wondering, currently, what treatments do you take for your multiple sclerosis? What do you do to be proactive toward
Well,
toward living with this disease?
it's a great thing that I live in Florida, meaning I heard so many good things about turmeric for us. So what I started to do was actually I started to grow turmeric in my backyard, and my wife and I we get the turmeric from there and make turmeric shakes that we drink every day. I'm
Okay.
sorry. I'm sorry. Hold on. No, I have a little a puppy here that he was not feeling well. That's why I was just got sidetracked a little bit.
Oh, okay. Okay.
No, he was pets. If they don't eat anything, they throw up. I guess that they have bile in their stomach.
Hmm.
Buddy, you need to eat something. I'm sorry. No, no, it's okay. I didn't mean to sidetrack, but
Oh, that's okay. That's okay.
no,
Um.
he's the dude that's with me all the time. So you know, your pets, things that they do for us, it's just amazing, and they only know to love you. They don't
Yeah.
know anything else. If I don't do anything, he will let me know because he was very strict about me taking my medicine in the morning. So
Yeah.
he will come stand next to me until I take my medicine. That I used to be on medicine that I need to do like Tecfidera morning and in the afternoon, 2 times a day. But
Yeah.
right now I'm taking Ocrevus. It's I've been on it for about a year now. I think it's doing very well. I do not have any problems. MSK, the MRI showed okay. Nothing, no progression. Everything was as is, no problems.
Yeah. Right on. So, so the drinking turmeric shakes. Is there anything else, or is that what
Vitamin,
vitamins?
vitamins. What I do is vitamin D, B vitamins, vitamin D, and just staying hydrated. And my wife came up with this new thing. It doesn't taste good at all.
Yeah.
Uh, what's that thing called from your sister?
Asia?
Acai. Okay. That Acai, they said something about I drink a cup of it in the morning and in the afternoon. Like it does not taste good to me. There are many people that take it. Acai.
Is
Uh,
is is that ACAI?
no, no,
ASEA.
ASEA.
ASEA. Okay, cool. Right on.
So no, there are a lot of people that say it's like the best thing they ever had.
Yeah.
For me, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to put that thing down or anything, but for me, it did not work.
Yeah.
I think her sister is going to be beating me up now, but
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Um. Okay. So. Yeah. Just. So. Am I correct? You're treating your MS naturally. You're not taking any traditional treatments, correct?
I am. The Alwocrevitz is actually an IV drug that I do every 6 months.
Oh, okay. So you take an IV,
I take an
IV
IV.
treatment,
It's almost a chemo drug. You will be
and
sitting there for about 4 hours with an IV in you.
okay. And what was the name of that again?
Ocrevitz.
Ocrevus. Oh, okay, okay.
Yes, I mean it's very popular now. A lot of people are on that medicine, and I was on that medicine before they approved that. FDA approved it.
Yeah.
Um, it said was it called a different name for it, and they were still testing it because that was a cancer drug, and my doctor had to do something for me to get the drug at that time, where I needed to have an oncologist prescribe me that medicine. So even though I don't have cancer, I went to see the oncologist. So the oncologist could prescribe me that medicine. That was a cytoxin. Was it cytoxin?
No, what was Rituxan?
Oh, Rituxan, not cytoxin. Rituxan. So that doctor had to prescribe me um, Rituxan for me to take it because it's not an approved MS drug.
Okay.
So there are many people around the globe that are taking Rituxan. Um, and this new drug, it's almost the same thing. They said they humanized it. Whatever it is, it's a good drug.
Yeah.
They had 90% positive results with Rituxan. That 90% is a huge number of people that were taking the medicine. They did not have almost any symptoms or MS symptoms. That was a great thing. And then we have opiates now. And
Right.
you know what? Yeah, I don't want to say anything bad about
Okay. I
pharmaceuticals. I mean, let's move on, please.
okay. I just noticed we're at that time. I have to wrap this up, here at the station so I can get on with the next show, get that on time. Um, uh, and so I was just wondering if you could tell everyone what's your your Instagram handle. What is your Instagram handle?
Our lives with MS.
Okay, okay. I was trying to remember if it was Our Lives with MS or this OLWMS that I have written down. Um,
Yeah,
and I just go and click your thing, so you click your handle. So I don't even really look that often.
well,
Um, but you know, not really ingrained in my mind. It's like I just click on it, see it, recognize it, click it. Um, but and I just remember, oh, Mojo, cool, there he is. Um, but all right, so if anyone wants to get a hold of you, they can just go to Our Lives with MS on Instagram and get a hold of you that way if they want to get in contact with you
absolutely.
and find out more about life with MS in Florida.
Now I'm in Florida. I mean, I was in New York, but now I'm in Florida.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, and all right. Well, at this point, I just want to thank you so much for joining us this morning, and telling us more about your story. Well, telling us your story to begin with, and
You know,
adding more.
at the end of all this, we will have a story that we all will be very happy about. We will
Yeah,
have
yeah.
a story.
Definitely, definitely. And thank you for helping me to spread more positivity and gratitude out there in a podcast world. And with that, I thank you. And I guess that's a wrap. And I'll catch you later.
Thank you.
All right. Take care, Mojo.
You have a great day.
You too.